What the?
What is the most memorable NSFW thing that happened in high school? A freshman gave a blowjob to a senior behind the buses, never even realizing that while they were out of view from the first floor, that entire side of the school could see them from the second floor. The guy got in some legal trouble because he was 18, and that day was literally the last time anyone at our school saw that girl. We assume she transferred or moved or something. Two sophomores got suspended for recording themselves having sex in the distance learning classroom. Some online classes required video cameras for lectures. They used that and recorded a sex tape. Some guy was caught masturbating in the girls' bathroom. Imagine our surprise when another was caught soon after. After that, they had a teacher stand outside the bathroom during lunch and had it locked during class, so they'd need to go to the staff room instead. Felt bad for the girls. My math teacher told us, if we all got A's and B's on our test, he'd dye his hair green and rollerblade down the hallway. We all passed, and sure enough, he showed up to school with green hair the following week. During class transitions he was out rollerblading down the hall, when he thought it would be funny to mess with the jokester student. So he grabbed him and tried to push him in the girls' bathroom as a joke, and another student trying to help ran up behind them and shut the door. The tip of my teacher's pinky was near the hinges, and it was sliced off. Blood was everywhere and the tip of his finger was just lying there in the floor. To make matters worse, they sent the severed finger to the wrong hospital. But he had good spirits when he came back, even naming the finger Quasimodo. With no warning at all, a girl in my class threw up a stomach full of blood all over her desk and books. The teacher went pale and stared at her. She just softly said, "Sorry." The teacher just pointed to the door and just said, "Go to the nurse." Then pointed to the girl next to her and said, "You go with her." I don't remember what was wrong with her, but she ended up missing about 2 months of school after that. She recovered and is fine now. A girl caught sucking dick in the theater room. Twice. You didn't learn your lesson the first time, did you? The social studies teacher's boobs fell out of her dress on stage, in front of the whole school. How big were they? Did she have to resign after that? Username checks out. A freshman kid at our high school has been collecting pictures of naked assholes from students. So far he is 37. He got them from other people or getting them himself. The only reason I found out was because the was sitting at a table I was at and had placed his phone flat on the table. He then proceeded to open up his private pictures in Snap. Edit, he now has 38. Female volleyball coach of men's volleyball. She let us have an end-of-season party at her place. One of the guys on the team spent the night there and banged her. Guarantee that was her plan to get you guys there all along. This is a different kind of NSFW, probably, but once a freshman shat all over a bathroom stall and wrote some other kid's name on the wall to try and frame him, I guess. Well, that kid wasn't even present that day, so the culprit was caught pretty quickly and had to transfer out. The dean had sat all the boys in the school, freshmen and sophomores together and then juniors and seniors together, in our conference room and showed them the stall to try and scare a confession out of them. I guess it worked. During psychology class, this girl had her phone between her skirt and I guess, every time she got a text or something, it would vibrate and she would kinda squirm. It was interesting to watch since I was across from her. English teacher got pregnant by my high school quarterback, who was also the police chief's son for my town. I've never seen Riverdale, but I imagine this is what happens on Riverdale, but with Cole Sprouse being moody in the background. Another school in our district had an orgy and filmed it in the school bathroom. I put quotations around that, because it was like 7 guys to 2 girls. Worst part was that they were barefoot in the men's bathroom. Almost threw up seeing it. I believe a gender imbalance of that magnitude makes it a gangbang. Senior prank gone wrong. Every once in a while the school Olympic-sized pool needed to be chlorine-killed for cleanliness and it was unusable for a few hours, until the chlorine adequately dispersed. This is important. Senior prank time rolls around and a bunch of the seniors decide to pick up truckloads of dry ice to dump in the pool to mist up the school. Well, these geniuses accidentally timed it with chlorination schedule of the pool and blanketed the whole school with chlorine gas. It was shut down for a week. Literally NSFW. Girl literally got fucked through a locker room wall, when she tried to take on the whole hockey team at once. And I'm not talking glory hole style. It was more like Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah. We were reciting our own poetry for our 11th grade English class. Most of it was just floofy bullshit. However, a jock in class got up and began reciting his poem. It started off slow, but it became clearer and clearer that he was talking about how he would go back in time and deflower our English teacher. He kept glancing back and forth between the teacher and the paper in his hands, ignoring the class entirely. Every face in the room was bright red. The teacher was a deep red, and was crying with uncomfortable laughter. I will never forget the final line, something like, "Until I flood your eager, quivering crevices with my genetic riches." The dude was not that bright, so I am pretty sure, the only thing he spent the night with was a thesaurus. When I was a senior, there was someone who was shitting in brown paper bags and leaving them in the stairwells on the landings. My high school at the time had around 5,000 students, so the stairs were always huge clusterfucks, and now you have a bunch of people stepping on human shit and tracking that all over on their shoes. The school tried to figure out by having teachers stand in the staircases, but the person doing it started going out in the middle of class to deposit his brown bag turd, and it started driving the admins crazy. Eventually he was caught. Turns out it was a junior year kid who was on the football team, and he was expelled. A kid was caught jerking it to videos of penguins during biology class. He was then banned from using the school computers and wearing sweatpants. Guy on the football team would bust into the locker room and demonstrate that he could tie his flaccid penis into a knot. He went on to play in the NFL. Thank you guys for watching. Please, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.